Welcome students. Today we will start a new chapter from our geography, and the name of the chapter is Globes and Maps, the fourth chapter of geography book. So students, we know that our earth is spherical in shape, and it is very difficult to see the whole earth at a time. Even the astronauts or the satellites taken by the astronauts and the satellites, the photograph shows that the half of the earth, because it is spherical in shape, so we cannot see the whole earth at a time. So therefore, if we make an exact model of the earth, a small model of the earth, then we can see the complete earth as a whole. So a small human made model of the earth is called a globe. So that is called globe. So in this chapter we will come to know about the globe, how it helps us, about the maps also, how it is useful to us. So a small model of the earth is called the globe. A globe is very simple and accurate way of representing the earth. So it is a very simple way to understand the earth. The maps on the globe show the correct size, shape and location of the places. That means the water bodies and the continents, the countries. So everything we can see exactly where they are. In our earth, where they are we can understand. But the globe has some limitations. Some demerits are also there. And what are these? It is difficult to carry a globe, as it is round in shape, so we cannot take it in our pocket, or it is a round thing, so carrying it is little difficult. Then the space on the globe is limited. We cannot make a big globe, so the space also in the globe it is very limited, and details cannot be shown on it. So all the details, small details cannot be shown on the globe. Then a globe cannot be made for a part of the earth. We cannot divide it. We cannot make a globe for a state, for a district. So it is the earth as a whole. Then details of the geographic features, that means the landforms, seas, rivers, oceans, mountains, plains, all the things cannot be shown here. So it is not only difficult to make a big size globe, we cannot make a big size globe, but also difficult to handle it. If we make also, it is very difficult to handle. So these are the limitations of a globe, though it is the exact representation of the earth. So we need something simple and easy to learn about the earth on which we live. So that means we need something very easy to understand the earth. Thus we need maps. That is why the maps are made, and small details also can be found on the maps. So what is map? Map is drawn on a flat surface like a paper. So on a paper, if you draw, it is called maps, and various maps are there. And you will find one book also, book of maps. It is called the Atlas. I think most of you know about this Atlas. So various types of maps are also there. However, it is not easy to draw maps. But as we are finding the maps on a flat paper, but it is not that much easy to make a map on the flat paper, because the earth is spherical in shape, and if we cut into pieces, So all the pieces will be like this. So the whole art, if we cut it into pieces and if we keep on a flat surface, it will be like this only. So it is not so easy to make a map. So a map is the representation of the art as a whole or part of it. But the map, it is not only for the whole art. We can make it for a part of the art also. Small part also we can draw, and details also we can show it. Although less accurate from a globe, though it is not completely or 100% accurate, but it is very useful to us. That means people are using the map very often. The word map has been derived from the Latin word mapo, that means napkin. Now let us discuss about the types of maps. What are the types of maps? So we find various types of maps. So let us discuss about the types of maps. So maps can be classified in many ways, but two of them are most useful. That means many types of maps are there, but two types are very useful or mostly used by the people. So one classification is based on the scale of the map. So one is scale of the map and another is based on the function of the map. So in one kind of map we find the functions of the map, and in one kind we find it is based on the scale of the map. Now according to scale there are two types of maps. According to scale there are two types of map. One is small scale map . These two types of maps we find according to scale. And in a small scale map, it shows a very large area with less details. So here in the small scale map, large area is shown but the details are less. The maps in an atlas or the wall maps used in classrooms are small scale maps. So in the classroom or in the atlas, it is on the basis of small scale maps. That means the area is very big but the details are less. And another is large scale map, and large scale map shows a very small area. Large scale map, it is a very small area but the details, every details are given. So here we find the two types of maps according to scale. Now according to function there are major three types of maps. These are physical, political, so according to function we find here three types of maps. These are mostly used by the people. These are political, these are physical, political and thematic. So these three kinds of maps are very useful by the people. Now let us discuss about the physical map. So physical map shows the relief features. Relief features, that means the landforms. present on our earth's surface, like mountain, hills, plateaus, then plains, peaks, valleys. So these things, rivers, oceans, these things are shown in the physical map. These maps help us to find suitable sites for human settlement. Now if we want to settle in a new place, so before that if we know about these areas, these plains, rivers, mountains, hills, so all the things if we know, then it is very easy to settle there. Then for building roads and railways also, if we know that the plain area is there, that means the roads and the railway track can be made here very easily. So that way it helps us, the physical maps. Next, the political map. So in political map, what do we find? The boundaries of countries or the boundaries of state boundary also we can find. Suppose our Indian map. Here also you will find, in the political map you will find the boundaries of a state, how much big area it is, after that which another state is there. So that way we can understand the boundaries of the states or the countries also. So these maps are used as base maps. So these are the base maps. Suppose if we know the boundary of a state, then it is very easy to understand, yes, this much area is this region or this state. After that that state we are finding this much area it is. So it is called the base maps. So it shows various cultural, historical and economic activities. And the next comes thematic map. So lastly, the thematic map, which is also very useful, and it shows the specific type of information. What are the specific information, like roads, railways, air routes, distribution of population, how much population is there, then the conditions of climatic elements, then location of mining, in which place we can something mining ores are there. Okay, then industrial centers, where are the industrial centers are there, that also it shows. So this also very useful for the humans. The title of the map, that means the names, the title of the map is given according to the information given on the map. So according to the information, the title is also given. Okay, so these are the titles. Suppose political map, thematic map, then physical map. There are three main components of maps. Three main things are there on the map. So they are distance, direction and the conventional signs or symbols. So these are the three main things on a map. If we do not know, then it is very difficult to understand or difficult to read the map. So the direction of a place with respect to the north and the distance between any two places are essential features of a map. So this direction and the distance, if we do not know, then we cannot measure the accurate distance from one place to another place. And the direction also, if we don't know, then which way we have to go, we cannot understand. So these are very essential for a map. Now measuring distances. How to measure the distance? Suppose the distance is this much on a map, then how to understand that this much space is how much kilometer on the ground? So let us see measuring distances. So distance means the space between two places, from here to here, here one place and here one place. So what is the distance here? That means from one place to another place, what is the distance, that we have to understand. So distances can be long or short. So we know that yes, distances, somewhere it is very long and somewhere it is very short. So this distance is also connected with time also. Okay, suppose how much time it takes. From here to Guwahati, if it takes 10 hours, Then from here to Shillong it takes 7 hours. Okay, so that way also we can understand, yes, distance is more or less. If it takes 10 hours, then that means it is the more distance. If it takes 5 hours, it is, or 7 hours, so that means it is the short distance. Okay, so the distance is related to the time, but there is also another thing, which vehicle we are taking. If we are taking the car, that means it will take time less. If we are taking the bus, it will take time, some little more time. So that way also it also depends. Thus we need a system to measure distance accurately. Now we have to think about a system, how to measure it. So in India we follow the metric system. It is called metric system in India, which system we follow to measure the distance. So in metric system we find long distances are measured in kilometers and the short distances it is in meters. These are called the metric system which we follow. The distance between any two points on a map is measured in centimeter. That means the distance between any two points on a map, it is all the time it is measured in centimeter. Why? Because the space is very limited on a map. Only centimeter is used. So we normally measure the straight line distance. So on a map, if you observe, you will see that on a straight line the distance is measured. So let us see. We measure the distance between any two places on the maps and relate it to the distance between the two places on the ground. So generally what we do, what distance is there on the map, same distance we measure on the ground. The distance between any two places on a map measuring along a straight line is called a map distance. So on a map which we find in a straight line, it is called the map distance, and on the ground which we measure, it is called the ground distance. That is very simple. If we measure it on a map, it is called the map distance, and same thing if we measure on a land, it is called the ground distance. The ratio between the map distance and the ground distance. Now what is the ratio here? Because it is on a map it is in centimeter, and on the ground it may be kilometers or maybe meters. So the ratio between these two distances is called the scale of the map. So that is called the scale of the map. Okay. Suppose the scale of a map is 1 centimeter is to 1 kilometer. Suppose the scale of map is 1 centimeter is to 1 centimeter is to 1 kilometer, it is written on a map. So what we have to understand, this means that the distance of 1 kilometer, it is the distance of 1 centimeter, it is the distance of 1 kilometer on the ground. Suppose it is on the map, it is given 1 centimeter, so it will be 1 kilometer on the ground. So that way we have to understand. So I think measuring distances you have understood, and the types of maps also we have discussed. So if you read the chapter, then you will understand, and watch the video also, so you will understand more better. So up to this much today we have discussed. I think you have understood also. Thank you.